Hello there, and a very, very good evening. Do you know, I just thought I can finally sit down and relax. I've been rushing around all day, and I can finally sit down and talk cruises with you. Yes, my name's Sean Ryan. It's great to have your company, and we are, of course, live with Planet Cruise tonight. We've got 6 fantastic cruises to tempt you with. There really is something for everybody tonight. Now, we're joined by a great friend of mine. We've not seen him for a few weeks. Glenn Wallace is with us right now. You've been in the call centre busy, I gather.
We have. I've been busy, but I must have done something okay because they've let me out again.
They have?
They have.
Yeah. I gather that last week the fellas went crazy, didn't they?
They did, yeah. We had that Thomson deal on last week.
Yeah.
And I think literally you must have finished the deal and then the phones just lit up. And,
wow.
Yeah, we sent a lot of people on that cruise. So, yeah, it was very, very busy. And every week seems to be getting busier and busier at the moment.
Well, we've got some great deals. Glenn, obviously, he takes your calls as one of the great guys that takes your calls. But like all of the Planet Cruise call,
Call centre people?
Yeah, that'll do, yeah.
That'll do, or cruise specialists?
That's the word I was looking for, Glenn. But all of you, you are specialists. You've all been on the cruise ships, or been in the industry, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, I've done 10 years on the ships. I was chatting to a lady called Doris, who always books cruises with me, and we were talking yesterday, and I said, why do you keep booking with us? You know, we love your business. But she said, you know what? You don't sell us the cruises. You give us the information. Yeah. You tell us what it is. Your experience shines through when you're talking about the cruises, and we feel confident about booking with you. And that's what all of us in the centre have done. We've worked on the ships. We've been to the places before. And
that does make a difference.
Of course it does. If you're spending all this money, you want to know that the person booking it for you is an expert on what they're talking about.
And on top of all of that, Planet Cruise are multi-award winning.
They are. We keep winning the awards.
You do.
The trophy cabinet is getting very full, unlike West Ham's at the moment. Completely full of trophies at the moment. We're doing very, very well.
Now, I gather your MD, Simone, she's been on the
Queen Mary 2 today. She's out and about all the time, but she's in Hamburg, I think, at the moment, isn't she?
She certainly is. And because the Queen Mary 2 is getting a big refit, isn't she?
They're spending millions on it. That's the captain of the Queen Mary with her there as well. And they're having a refit, which is going to look... The ship is fabulous. I used to work on the Queen Mary, and it was a beautiful ship, but they're spending millions refurbishing it. And she's over in Hamburg at the moment.
Very nice. Now, I'd love to meet you this Sunday, as it happens, and I'm going to be with Keith Maynard, a great mutual friend of ours.
Yes.
As fun as Keith. Well, we're going to be there at the cruise show this weekend in Southampton. Now, although a lot of you have already made your reservation, there is still availability. So, if you'd like to join us, you can turn up any time between 9:30 and 4. You'll get free entry. You'll also be entered into prize draw. You'll get to meet over 25 ocean and river cruise lines. There's complimentary drinks on arrival as well, and the talk theatre is brilliant. There's going to be actual talks throughout the day, and Keith and I will be doing a question and answer session as well. So make sure that you find some really awkward questions for Keith particularly. Exclusive deals on the day, and we will of course be celebrating the Queen's 90th birthday as well. To register, planetcruise.co.uk/The Cruise Show. I will see you this Sunday. I'm a lot taller and more handsome in real life, aren't I, Glenn?
Yeah, in 3D, you're magnificent.
But we better move on to reality. And we're going to start off with an amazing offer with Thomson. Glenn said Thomson were the top seller last week, and this is a cracking deal. What surprises me, I mean, you've got a price starting at $659, but even the date in July, the 29th of July, you've got a price of $679 for... That's peak season, isn't
Unbelievable. It? Normally when you go sort of like 3rd week of July, then all the way through August, prices just shoot up, as well, you know. But we've got a deal here for the inside cabinet, $679. Great itinerary as well, going over to the Mediterranean. Flights obviously included on this one as well. Very, very good deal. And as I said, Thomson last week was selling so quickly. This will be the same tonight.
Yeah, we think the Farlands are going to get really busy already. Let's have a little look then at the Thomson Dream. Here she is.
So one of the Thomson ships came into the fleet in 2010. Very, very popular. With Thomsons especially, people always have the little niches in the you know, people like the different ships. People book with Thomsons time and time again. And I'll tell you what they love the food. And the other big thing they have on is the staff. The staff there tend to be with the ships many, many years. And the other thing, which is one of the big things, is the entertainment.
I was going to say, the entertainment is fantastic, isn't it?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
One of the best at sea. And as I said, great food on there. You've got that freedom dining on there. You can go when you want. British cruise ship as well, so geared towards the British hospitality, the way of life on there. Very, very comfortable ships. And as I said, you've got a chance to relax, take it easy. And going down in the Med in July is going to be a really, really nice opportunity. The cabins on there again, you can go for the insides, you can upgrade to the outsides. or treat yourself to one of the deluxe suites if you wanted to.
And so we have got, I mean, the outside in even the 1st of July is starting at 659. So
it's really good. I mean, you know, you've got great prices, but as I said, it's the staff on board, it's the shows, and as I said, people tend to go back with Thomson year after year, so they're obviously doing something right, and as I said, people really enjoy it.
And all your tips are included as well, so
tips
you
are
don't have to worry about that, do
included.
you?
And Thomson's, again, are very geared towards being in port quite often. They don't have loads of sea days, so again, on this one here, you're in port nearly every single day, and as I said, you've got a chance to go and explore, then relax in the evening, watch the shows, dine, have a few drinks, and as I said, prices on there are very good.
And I tell you what as well, we have got a really great selection of flights from various airports across the UK as well.
Thomson's are always the best because they own their own airline, they fly regional, so it's not just your London and Manchester, you have got the regionals on there, and I think we're going to talk about it at the end of this end of this cruise, that really you can almost fly from anywhere around the country with very little supplement or none at all.
I'm feeling better just looking at that.
Yeah.
You're going on a cruise this weekend, aren't you?
I'm going on Saturday. I'm taking Helen and the baby for our first ever cruise.
Wow.
And it will be the first time in 10 years I've been on a ship where I actually haven't got to work. And people that know me have said I never did any work on the ships anyway. But this is officially, I won't be working.
Well, I hope that everyone watches that. I hope you get to book a cruise tonight. I'm sure you'll find something you love. Anyway, let's show you where you're going to be cruising to and around. So it starts off there, a little flight, doesn't it?
Yeah, so this one's flying over to Corfu, great straight over into the Mediterranean, which is nice. As I said, the weather over there should be very good. And again, you disembark, go from Corfu, and then you've got a day at sea. So you've got a chance to just relax and take it easy, which is nice. Experience the ship, a few drinks, top up that tan. And then from there, you're going into Crete. Now, we used to dock there every single week. Fantastic port to dock in. And again, one of the highlights there is Knossos, the Temple of Knossos, which you've got the opportunity to walk around there. Again, if you like your ruins and like the history, magnificent beaches as well, beautiful part of the world. And as I said, if you want to relax and take it easy on the beach, you can. If you want to see the ruins of Knossos, again, very popular. You've also got Spinalonga, which again is one of the islands. Now, that used to be the leper colony years and years ago, but you have opportunity to go over to Spinalonga, and as I said, you great opportunity to take one of the boat trips there, but a nice way to start over there in Crete itself.
And then one of my favourite islands, Mykonos.
Yeah,
love it.
Thought you'd like Mykonos.
Yeah,
great opportunity
really
there.
Nice.
You've got the, as you can see there, that's the Bay of Mykonos. Now here, personally, I wouldn't do a tour here. I would walk off the ship. Normally have shuttle buses going into town, and then go into the old town of Mykonos. Just walk around. It's where Shirley Valentine was filmed. This is the real Greece. This is what people think of Greece. And again, watch out for the big bird walking around. You've got the pelican that walks around the centre of Mykonos with its bill open, and you just throw food in it as it walks around. So that's
I tell you what, there's some lovely bars on the seafront.
Yeah, the
really
famous
nice
one there is the one with the red and white tablecloths in the centre of Mykonos.
Yes.
That's very good one, so that's an opportunity to go in there as well.
Where next then, Glenn?
On to Kusadasi in Turkey, again, a nice port to go. This is the gateway into Ephesus if you want to go into the ruins of Ephesus. Fantastic opportunity to walk around there. Again, make sure with that one you've got good footwear because it's a lot of uneven ground on there, but great to see the ruins and the amphitheatre. If you don't fancy doing that, or do it in the morning, in the afternoon, you've got all the market stalls there in Kusadasi. You can buy all your genuine fake goods. You can buy DVDs of films that aren't even released yet, and you can do all your haggling and bartering. So you can do a bit of ruins in the morning, and then the markets and things like that in the afternoon.
Glenn's wearing a lot of them now. You'd never know, though, would you?
Never know.
Where's next? Oh, it's Athens, isn't
Athens,
it?
Into Athens, yeah. Obviously, the great opportunity here to go to the Pantheon in Greece. One thing I would recommend with this one is they do the tours in there that are quite good. If you're taking the taxis into Athens, just be a little bit careful with the taxi drivers with the pricing on there. They tend to be a bit funny with the pricing, so make sure you agree the price first. But into the Acropolis, you can go to the new museum, which is just to the side of that as well. And I do recommend, as I said, we're there next week on our cruise. We're going to do the Acropolis in the morning and then walk down to the Plaka area, and that's where the main town is there. They've got beautiful small tavernas, and we'll go for lunch there, so make sure you try and do as much as you can.
I'm not feeling jealous at all.
No, of course. And then from there, once you've done Athens, then you go on to Kataklon. Now, people are maybe not sure where Kataklon is. Kataklon is buzzing at the moment because this is the site of the original Olympic Games. This is where the torch was lit a few months ago, obviously for the Rio Olympics that are taking place in August. You can make your way into Kataklon itself, go over to Olympia. You can actually run on the original track of the Olympic Games, and from there you've got the old stone building. You can walk under the archway that's been there for 2,000 years, and as I said, it is buzzing at the moment with the Olympics coming up. But this is the centre of the Olympic Games, and as I say, very popular for 2016.
And then back to Corfu, of course, where you disembark and you're flown back to the UK. That is so good, isn't it?
I'll tell you what's really good with this site is the ports of call as well.
Yeah, lovely.
Really nice ports of call, different ports of call, some beachy, some sort of more historical, but you know, you've got a great choice there.
We are expecting very, very busy line tonight for this one. So, return flights from selected airports with no charge. We've got a list of those in a second. Also, if they're not on the list, then we can arrange extra flights just for a small supplement. Huge savings tonight as well with Planet Cruise, £470 actually off the brochure price. And, oh yeah, if you go for the October date, we can actually add on a 7-night Corfu hotel stay from only £169 per person. So an extra week in Corfu for just £169 per person, based on the 7th of October. Prices, now we're already getting sellouts on this one, I do need to warn you. So if you want to go for the 1st of July, we've got the outside starting at just £659. I think the 29th of July is amazing. The inside there is £679, outside at £709. We've sold out the suite already, but we have got the deluxe available. And then the 7th of October pricing there as well. So very good for that time of year, I think you'll agree. Now, we've made a little grid for your flights. So these are all of the different airports that are available, dependent on dates there. So just have a look at this. So if yours isn't on the list, we could still find your flights, but it would just be a small supplement. But these are included in the prices that we've shown you tonight. And Glenn said that's a great thing about Thomson. We can find you flights near to where you live. But we've got a brand new guest on the sofa. Anthony, nice to... Oh, you're there!
I've moved.
I was looking at you there and you moved. Hello.
Hi.
Even better. I'll
Good
shake
to
your
meet
hand again.
You shimmied across.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
You missed the shimmy.
How are you doing?
Yeah, really good, thank you.
Well, nice to have you on the sofa.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
And you've got an amazing offer for us tonight, haven't you?
Very much so. Yeah.
Tell us, first of all, tell us about your brand and company, if you can.
Yeah, well, Hurtigruten, we're a very different product to what a lot of people are probably used to. Even though we're a cruise line, we like to actually put ourselves out as an expedition company because, you know, we don't have big white ships, but what we do have is some really immersive opportunities. Yeah. We've built our history, 123 years of history on the Norwegian coast, but that's not where we're stopping. We're going to move further afield, but obviously tonight's about Norway.
It is. And what really interests me, I think most of our viewers watching right now, I think lots of us desire to see the Northern Lights, but there's always that, what if I pay lots of money and I can't get to see them? You offer a guarantee, don't you?
Yeah, well, we have a Northern Light promise. So on the 12-night trip that we're talking about tonight, if the Northern Lights don't appear in those 12 nights, what we do is offer a free voyage to go and have a look again.
Wow.
So it's one of the 5 or 6 nighters to see if you can go back. And it's not a gimmick. We have actually, we have paid out on it. So
we're just looking at the kind of experience we're going to get right now, aren't we?
Yeah. So what the viewers can see here is, you know, it is a very immersive product. Our ships are a lot smaller, and you won't find, you know, you do have entertainment on board, but you don't have the big nightclubs and the show lounges. You've got great food, great accommodation. But we always say that our entertainment is actually off the ship. Some of the footage you see in here is kind of the old footage, and we've actually had some of the ships already this year being refitted, and we've got a major refitting plan in place. Plus, we have new ships joining the fleet as well, so, you know, we really are changing. But the Norwegians actually take this product to their heart. It's part of the heritage, and this is why
that's what we want to
we
see,
offer the promise, because you know, you're doing these trips in the winter and you want to see this fantastic display.
And you are real experts at being in the right place at the right time, aren't you? For that?
Well, completely. I mean, our ships go above the Arctic Circle. You know, that's the reason why the guarantee and the promise is there, because, you know, we know that's, as you said earlier, that's what people are doing it for.
Have you seen them?
I did 3 years looking for the Northern Lights. 3 winters up in the Northern Lights. They are spectacular. After 3 years, I've seen enough Northern Lights. I'd rather go Blackpool now and never comedian. But they are spectacular. And again, they are completely different cruises. As I said, I worked 3 years up in Norway, and Hurtigruten is so well known up there because it does go to all the various ports up there, and they aren't your big, as I said, singing and dancing ships that we have in some of the other places. You go there for the experience, and as I said, it's a different culture in Norway, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so, and that's why the Norwegians take it to their heart. You know, they'll come on the ships on Sundays, for instance, for a coffee and a pastry, and, you know, so they love it. If we make any amendments or changes, they're like, don't touch our product. Yeah. So we have to really manage to keep that in mind.
I tell you, it's so nice to have you here tonight, really. Anyway, we better talk to the ports. Some of these I've never seen on the show before, actually, because again, you get to the more, you know, exclusive places,
exactly,
more intimate areas.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we do a lot of the cruises that go to the Geirangas and the Floms and things like that. You don't tend to do that as much. You go to the smaller destinations, which are fantastic. But again, this one here, you've got the flights going out from London into Bergen, again, the second biggest city there in Norway itself. And from there, you're going to start your cruise. So again, you make your way all the way up that coastline, which is spectacular. And again, the whole time, I always find in Norway, it's not necessarily when you arrive in the ports, it's the sailing that's some of the highlights.
Yes,
and again, going up there to Aalesund, big city there as well, great opportunity to walk around. You've got the museum and the fortress there. Again, just wander off and stroll around. One thing with Norway, obviously the prices are very different from what you have in the Mediterranean, so just be careful when you're buying your beers and cigarettes, because they are a little bit more expensive in Norway. But again, you're going for the experience of actually seeing Norway itself, so fantastic opportunity there. Trondheim as well is a beautiful area as well, further up the coastway, and you just keep moving up and up the coastline. Now again, we were talking earlier with the excursions that Hurtigruten offer. You do a lot of, because obviously we're going in the winter time with the snow.
Sure.
What sort of excursions do the Hurtigruten offer?
Well, one of the most popular is the dog sledging. So we've got our own kennels. We actually own our own huskies. So actually doing our own excursions really are quite unique.
Nice.
But in addition to that, it's going back to us wanting to be an expedition company. Is we're adding different things like, so you can ski under the Northern Lights, or you can even do kind of rib boats and kayaking in the fjords. So when we say expedition, it's an attitude, it's not an age.
Yeah.
So it's to make sure that actually that fits every age group. It's not, you don't have to be a polar explorer.
And again, when you're going up there, you're going to go through the Arctic Circle. So normally,
How amazing that bit.
you actually, if you've never done it before, it's amazing.
No.
And the photo islands are absolutely spectacular, and that's what I'm saying. They go into the islands there, and that's where you'll be on the back deck, just taking photos after photos. Absolutely beautiful. Up to Tromsø, you've got the Arctic Cathedral there. You can walk across the bridge. You can stroll around the town there, and again, hopefully you should be seeing the Northern Lights at this point. And again, I know they do the announcement by the captain no matter what time during the day, or obviously at night time, that the Northern Lights are showing. But you can go across that bridge, and that's amazing there in Tromsø. Really, really beautiful opportunity. And I would recommend going and see the concert in the Arctic Cathedral, because that is beautiful.
Yeah, we actually lay a midnight one on for the guests, because the ships usually get in at about 11:30, 11:45, and then you'll find right next to the ship we'll have a coach ready to take them straight over to their exclusive concert.
Up to North Cape as well. North Cape is the most northerly point of Europe, and again you get the opportunity to have your picture taken by the globe there. And again, obviously in the summer you have Land of the Midnight Sun. Again, with this time you're going to have, imagine seeing the Northern Lights over North Cape. And when you go past the Horn of North Cape, when we used to drive up there, the landscape is amazing, and to see the reindeer just running around, and it's beautiful. This is what the whole part of Norway is for. It's spectacular. On the way down again, you come back to Tromsø, back to Lofoten Islands, back through the Arctic Circle as well, and then back into Trondheim. But again, make sure you take money with you to do the excursions. The dog sledding, you've got the skidoos, as we said, the skiing. Yeah. There is so much to do there, but you really need to do the excursions, don't you, to sort of see as much as you can.
Yeah, and we always recommend, you can pre-book a lot of your excursions. So it's generally better, we say, get them early, then you know that you've got the key ones that you want, and then you can add, when you get on board the ship, that any more that you want to do when you're there.
And don't forget, if you didn't get to see the Northern Lights during that amazing cruise, then you'll get a free 5 or 6 night cruise.
That's right.
That's great. That's peace of mind, isn't it?
I can't imagine many other cruise companies doing that. If you didn't like it, have another one.
I checked all that and I said, do you really do that? And yes, they do. So, you really, really are, on a great ship to see these fantastic Northern Lights. I'd love to see, still haven't seen them myself. And a brilliant price tag starting from just $949. So there it is, that's the Northern Lights promise. Never seen that before. It means a free 5 or 6 night cruise if you don't get to see the Northern Lights. Return flights based on London flights there as well. We have got flights available from a selection of UK airports. Just ask us about those. And a very big chance, a very good chance to see the Northern Lights and, of course, cross the Arctic Circle as well. I want to say goodbye, of course, to Anthony. And before I do, there's the prices. And I've got to say, because the views are so spectacular, it's only a few pounds more to get an outside cabin. I'd really do that.
Oh, yeah, completely.
Yeah.
It's not just a sales tip, it's actually what you're going to be seeing and experiencing at any point of the day when the ships are sailing.
And I've got to say, the single prices are good,
aren't
they?
Yeah, very good. And a lot of them, you see there will be, no single supplements, so it's worth speaking to the team about that as well.
Can I just say thank you so much to Anthony. The ID number for this one, by the way, I think we're going to be very busy for it, is on the screen there, which is 112309. I'm seriously tempted by that. I think it's great. I am. I think it looks fantastic.
I'm sure we can do a deal.
Well, I'd love to go seriously. I mean, I've done some of Norway, and I absolutely adored it.
A couple of the guys from work.
I've never crossed the Arctic Circle.
A couple of the guys from work went just before Christmas, and they were quite. They weren't sure what to expect. They haven't stopped talking about it since they come back. They absolutely loved it.
And for me, you know, just it's so relaxing. You know. Anyway, listen. Thank you so much. We will see you again.
Yes, definitely.
On the show. It's good, that wasn't it? Yeah, very good.
We like that one.
Anyway, we better move on. So I wish it was a 2-hour show. We never have enough time, do we? But we're going to move on to P&O next on board the Aurora. Fantastic price on this at $589, and this is a real chance for you to go Christmas shopping and buy as much as you like. And you're going to get to see some lovely Christmas markets. But let's show you the ship, first of all, with, of course, P&O. Now, Glenn, P&O, fantastic when it comes to history and heritage. They've got decades of experience, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, they're still probably one of our, well, if not the, but one of our best-selling brands. Prices at the moment with P&O are exceptional throughout the year.
Really
to be
good,
they're doing some really, really good deals. But this is lovely because the Aurora is a very, very popular ship. And again, family-friendly on there, so many facilities. Again, geared towards the British market, which is great. So your entertainment on board, many of the staff, all the cruise director announcements are all done in English, which is great. But P&O, as I said, is a great brand, very, very popular. Food, level of service. But again, as I said, the prices are very, very good.
And everything's in the British pound as well. I also think things like the drinks, that are very affordable.
Yeah, and again, you know, like, for example, if you're buying a beer at £3.50, you pay £3.50. There's not any extra charges on there. But as I said, you know, many of the staff have been working with P&O for years and years and years. They get to know the people on board. But as I said, you know, good nightlife, good daytimes. As I said, food's good, entertainment's good, shows are first class as well. They've also changed a few of the shows over at the moment. So they're updating continually on all their ships at the moment. So it's very, very good. But as I said, you know, great brand and say very, very popular.
And tonight, this is
that's just me and you, that isn't it? That's warming up before the show starts. Getting into the zone.
I've lost my train of thought now. No, tonight, 10 nights for $589, and it's deposit only. But this is all about the festive markets, isn't it?
It is. This is a great one. You know, it's going out on the 6th of December, so it's just before Christmas. Make sure you do your Christmas shopping or a little bit before, and then you've got the opportunity to go from Southampton, and very good opportunity to, as I said, shop to your drop.
Yeah, and of course, you know, with it being from Southampton, back to Southampton, you really can buy as much as you like, no problems whatsoever. Anyway, let's show you where you're going to be visiting. So, from Southampton, the first day is at sea. I always like that because it really gets, you know, gives you time to explore the ship. You know, get to know what's on board, find your way around. But we're making our way over to Hamburg.
Exactly. I mean, they're doing the Christmas markets in the UK now. I know they're very, very popular around many of the cities. But it's nice on this one because you're going to see festive markets in Germany, in Norway, in Denmark, many, many different places. But Hamburg's great to go there. You've got the markets in the centre of town there. If you don't want to do that, you can hit some of the beer houses if you want to try that, which are famous. The zoo's there. You've got loads of things to see in Hamburg as well. But again, this is a nice place to start with your German festive markets there before moving on to the next destination.
I always like to see how you know, different cities, how they decorate things.
This is what I'm saying to you. So you're seeing different. It's not just going to the same country with the. You're going to different ones to see the difference between them. And as I said, they're very, very popular.
So another day at sea, then Copenhagen.
Copenhagen, one of my favourite destinations. Great opportunity there. Still, even at this time of year, to go down in to see the Little Mermaids. You can go into Tivoli Gardens if you wanted to. Down onto the main prom there. Or as I said, carry on doing your Christmas shopping as well. But again, beautiful city there as well. And I must admit, I've not been there in the winter time. People I've spoken to are very, very different from when we used to go in the summer. So nice opportunity to go around and have a look.
And then over to Oslo.
Oslo, capital city of Norway. We've just been talking about Norway. Again, another chance to see different market stalls on there. Wander around the streets. Again, you'll notice the prices here are much higher. So again, you might want to do a bit of shopping here, but just remember the Oslo prices are much more expensive than some of the others. But again, chance to see how the different markets are. But it's fantastic. And the Vigeland Park as well is beautiful, again, with the monument there in the centre.
I do love Norway.
It's stunning.
It
it's
really
stunning.
Is, isn't it?
It is stunning.
Then another day at sea, and the ships are, you know, the days at sea, they really are fantastic. I love some of the sea days, but we're making our way over to Amsterdam. We're actually overnight on board here as well, aren't we?
Yes, Amsterdam overnight, which is always interesting. Again, you can make your way down into Amsterdam itself, Normally the market stalls there all in the centre square there, if you've been into Amsterdam before, near the Madame Tussauds and obviously near other areas of Amsterdam that people know about. But a great opportunity there to go and have a look at the canals. Fantastic city, Amsterdam itself, but with the markets as well, you have the opportunity to stroll around there. Also take a trip maybe to the Anne Frank Museum, which of course is always one of the big tourist attractions there. And again, you can either pre-book your tickets there because it does get very, very busy. But again, nice opportunity to have an overnight there.
And I think when you have got an overnight, it just means, yeah, you're not rushing around.
You're not rushing around, you know, you can sort of go off and then maybe come back to the ship and then go back out in the evening for a drink, because where the ships normally dock is by the Marine Cruise Terminal anyway, so it's about a 10-15 minute walk down into central town.
Now, your final port on day 10 is Bruges, and believe me, I mean, Bruges, first of all, beautiful, but you can just, I mean, you can get chocolate anything in Bruges, can't you?
Well, Bruges is stunning in the summer, you know, when we normally go in the summer, but to go in the winter time, this is when it really comes alive. So again, you've got
it's magical.
You've got the horse and carts going around, you've got the beautiful lake there with the swans on them, hopefully it's not going to be iced over. But again, it's one of those places that you stroll around, you get your chocolates, you have your Belgian beers, but also when you go into the bars and restaurants, they've always got the fires on. It just feels cosy, and it feels, they really will make this Christmassy.
I was going to say, I can imagine an amazing atmosphere there.
Beautiful atmosphere, and as I said, you know, you're going at Christmas time, so the whole place is going to be buzzing. And again, you want to wrap up, go out, have some chocolates and beers, go for something to eat.
I bet it'd be lovely, wouldn't it? Really nice.
Zeebrugge, where the docking is okay, and you can have a walk around there. I would really recommend, though, taking the train or taking a tour into Bruges.
That's what I did. By the way, our lead price is for an inside £589, but you can actually upgrade to an outside, to an ocean view, from as little as £5 per person per night on this one as well, which is brilliant. I think this one, again, will be a top seller tonight. And my advice, if you don't live too close to Southampton, you just want to make things a little bit easier, we've got a very special relationship with the Meon Valley Marriott in Southampton. So our Planet Cruise customers can stay there from as little as £89 per person. That includes parking and, of course, your port transfer. So you get free parking for 10 nights, basically. And as we mentioned, a great chance to see and shop at the Christmas markets there as well. The ID number for this one is 97515. And don't forget, you can either give us a call on that free phone number, 020-3696-9457, or find more details on our website. But do say, last week we were so busy. I mean, Glenn was there. Every week is a busy week with Planet Cruise, but you know, sometimes you do miss out. You know, we do get sellouts, so don't leave it too long. Now, I've been very lucky. I've been on, I think it's 22 cruises now, and I've actually cruised with Celebrity several times. They're 5-star modern luxury. They're one of my absolute favourites. I've actually been on this ship, the Millennium, but tonight I was absolutely gobsmacked at this price, and I truly am, because you're away for nearly 3 weeks. You get to visit Vietnam, Japan and the Philippines, and you get to stay in Shanghai. The overall price, including flights and those stays, is under £1,600 for this one. And that is remarkable. I actually don't know how Celebrity have done it. Do you?
I don't. I mean, you think you're going to stay in a hotel, a local hotel around, you know, when you're... That's normally 70, 80 quid a night anyway, and they're doing all this for about £80 a night. People say to us, oh, should we wait? The price can't come down much more, and you think you're away for 20 nights, Vietnam, Japan, the Philippines.
And a flight to Shanghai, and then a flight back from Hong Kong. And then...
and stays in Shanghai.
Yeah, and a 16-night cruise on a this is a 5-star company.
Yeah.
Amazing. Anyway, before we show you the ship, we're going to start off, yes, as we mentioned, in Shanghai. And we've got 2 nights here in a 5-star hotel. I love Shanghai, but I was only there a night.
Yeah, Shanghai's magnificent. Again, remember with these sort of packages, you can extend it. So we've factored in a 2-night stay, but if you want to do 3 or 4 nights, we just move the flights a couple of days earlier. Absolutely no problem at all. I was in Shanghai a couple of years ago, futuristic city, amazing, as you can see there from the pictures, the skyscrapers they have there. We've included a tour on here, which is the Yew Garden and Bund tour, which is a very popular tour that we do, and this is in the old part of Shanghai, so you'll see the comparison between the old and the new part of Shanghai itself. But again, the tours include on this to go around the extensive gardens they have there, which are spectacular. It's what you think of China, you know, when you think of pagodas and that sort of thing. That's what you get to do, and then you can go back into the modern side of Shanghai itself. So I would say if you're travelling over there, do at least 2 days, but maybe extend it a couple of extra days.
But you say you've got 2 nights there, and the tour included in the price on the screen. And then, I can honestly say, you are going to have the most amazing cruise with Celebrity. 5-star modern luxury. It's at very best. And here's our lovely Keith Maynard, who I'll be with this Sunday at the Planet Cruise Show. But here he is to give you a little guided tour.
With exceptional levels of service, one crew member for every 2 guests, well-designed and easy-to-navigate ships, and a decor that is both sophisticated and contemporary, this is a cruise line which offers a real sense of modern luxury.
Life on board a Celebrity cruise ship is an opportunity for you to enjoy your cruise just how you like it. From relaxing by the pool with a good book to a whole host of exhilarating and unique experiences, the choice literally is yours. There's cooking competitions, mixology classes, dance and language classes, informative lectures, and behind-the-scenes access to the inner workings of a modern-day cruise ship. And that is just the tip of the iceberg.
You can top up your tan while enjoying a margarita by the pool, or use your Sea Pass card and help yourself to another glass of vino in the award-winning Cellar Masters. But my absolute favourite has to be here. It's the world's first ever world-class bar, where tasting the work of these wonderful mixologists will introduce you to the latest trends in cocktail creation. It will literally knock your socks off. Celebrity cruises have always pushed the boat out when it comes to dining, not just in the sheer choice, but also the quality and taste of the food they offer. You can experience savour menus pairing classic and contemporary selections with casual al fresco dining to this stunning main dining room with the amazing wine tower that holds nearly 3,000 bottles of wine. When the sun sets, Celebrity Cruises ships come alive with a dazzling selection of bars and lounges and nightclubs. Keep an eye out though for the interactive themed parties. You might even find dancers in these exquisite costumes suddenly appear out of nowhere to entertain you. There's West End style theatre shows, there's circus shows, comedy, magic, music. On a Celebrity cruise, luxury comes as standard. There are 6 different varieties to choose from, and over 85% have a private balcony, from comfortable inside staterooms to these gorgeous suites which feature floor-to-ceiling windows, panoramic balconies, and your very own private butler. Trust me, once you've unpacked, you won't ever want to leave.
I had such happy memories there looking at that ship.
Yeah. I thought it was Keith in the jacuzzi where his hair hadn't moved. Does it move, does it?
Did you notice that, Keith's hair in the jacuzzi? Yeah.
Never moved.
It didn't, yeah.
Never moved, yeah.
Lots of products on that, wasn't there?
A little bit of that, yeah.
But the ship, I think you'd be absolutely beautiful. Now, you're going to get to see some extraordinary places on this this cruise. First day's at sea, isn't it?
The first day's at sea on this one, so again, you get to bed yourself in onto the ship again. As you said, you've been on the ships before, they are fantastic, but you know, it's nice to have that day at sea. And then the ports of call they're going to, we do a lot of these Far East cruises now in this part of the world, but these are taken in some different places, so a lot of people may have not been these before. First of all, you've got Nagasaki, obviously, unfortunately famous back in, you know, August 45 with the atomic bomb, and the history there to go into Nagasaki is fantastic. To walk around, go to the museum, very sombre area to go around, but again, very, very interesting. I was there a couple of years ago, and it's a place that you feel you have to go and see. But again, you know, magnificent to start the cruise with somewhere like Nagasaki, and then from there you go into another day at sea. And then from there you're going into Taiwan. Now again, as I say, many people may have not been here before. You're going into Taipei. Again, very, very futuristic city they have there as well. You've got a chance also to see the National Museum. You've got the night markets on there, because this one here, you've got an overnight in Taiwan as well, which is something a little bit different as well. So again, like we were talking about before with these overnights, you don't have to rush around and try and do it all, you know, in the few hours you're there. So maybe do a tour of the city in the morning, then go to the night markets, eat out, don't eat on the ship that night, stay out that night and go and experience Taiwan, because as I say, it might be a place you only go to once in your lifetime. So it's very, very good on that one. From there we're going into Koh Swing. I don't know if I've said that right, I probably haven't, but moving on from there, let me on with that one. My Taiwanese was never the best at school. Again, with this one, you've got the Love River, which you'll be making your way along. You've got the Sky Tower there as well. So again, another spectacular part of Taiwan to see. But again, you've just got the one day there. And then a day at sea. Again, the ships are so beautiful. You'll be relaxed, you'll be up on deck. But we're making our way over to the Philippines. We're there overnight again, aren't we? Again, in Manila. When I worked on the ships, a lot of our crew members were from the Philippines and Manila, and they always said, you need to come over and visit. Beautiful part of the world. Again, stunning parts. They've got the old colonial parts of there. You've got the resort part. You've got the National Museum of Philippines. You've also got the zoo there as well, if you want to do that. You've got loads to fit in, but again, another overnight. And I always, you know, people have got their own things they do on the ships, but I think if you're in this part of the world, you know, it always amazes me people come back to the ship and sit in, you know, one of the lounges. You're in the Philippines, go off for the night, experience Manila, and as I said, beautiful part of the world there.
then another day at sea, and then over to Vietnam. And I was in Vietnam last year in November. I loved Vietnam.
Yeah, and again,
the people were
you've got a couple of
fantastic.
opportunities. You've got Chiang Mai, where you can take one of the junk boats. You can go do some kayaking.
That's what I did, yeah.
Beautiful scenery on there. Then into Hanoi again. If you want to, you can look at what, you know, obviously with the Vietnam War, you've got the prisoner of war camps. If you want to immerse yourself in that, you know, if you're interested in that sort of horrific time of the war, again, you've got the opportunity to see there. But again, if not, go out into the countryside, meet the locals. Vietnam is something a little bit special.
I loved it, absolutely loved it.
Yeah, and as I said, you've got Hanoi overnight there as well. So again, you don't have to rush around. This one is fantastic because you've got overnights in Taipei, Manila, Hanoi, and Hong Kong at the end of the cruise, which is great.
Well, yes, because you're relaxing at sea after Vietnam, and then, you're in Hong Kong and you're overnight on board as well. I mean, this is a fantastic trip, isn't it? And, Hong Kong, again, I had a great time there.
Cosmopolitan metropolis there. Again, you can see there from the photos, it's, you know, it's such a small area. They've crammed all those buildings in and it's packed there. But again, you've got the east meets west on there, and as I said, overnight as well. So again, another night out, we can go out and experience Hong Kong at night time.
And I think, you know, we only live once, and to be able to see all of these wonderful countries, all of these different ports in one holiday, and pay under £600, and it's all done, it's all organised.
And it's also different ports of call on this one as well. You know, as I said, we do a lot of the Thailand and places like that, which a lot of the cruises. This is different.
Yeah, it is. And I do again anticipate it's going to be really popular tonight. And as Glenn said, I mean, you see the pricing on a daily basis. That is so good, isn't it?
It's whether I see it or not. It's a 20-night cruise to Vietnam, Japan, Philippines, Shanghai stays for £1,600.
Well, you've got that 2-night stay, as we said, in Shanghai as well, and the tours. You've got return flights based on London. Now, if you want to add on an all-inclusive drinks package, which I always do, you can do that from only £400 per person when booking Ocean View or above, and you've got all of those fantastic overnights on board as well. Only a deposit needed tonight on that one. What a great time to go as well in January. Now, if you'd like to upgrade, again, ask our cruise consultants about this. Concierge classes available. You get benefits such as priority check-in, you get custom-blended shower gel, all of these extra perks and niceties. But we also have, for those of you that really want to come back super refreshed and fit, we do have an Aqua class available as well. And that gives you, on top of the things like the priority check-in, a personal spa concierge to arrange things like spa treatments, exclusive access to Blue. That is the most incredible restaurant, and you'll have exclusive access to that. Complimentary access to things like the Persian Garden, again, which is spectacular. And you even get a pillow menu. So that's just a little example of what Aqua class.
And it's about £80 between the concierge and the Aqua.
Not a lot, is it?
And the Blue restaurant is the reason to do the Aqua class.
Yeah, I know Keith, when he was on his cruise with Celebrity last year, he went for Aqua class.
Yeah, well, I booked him.
Oh, did you? Oh, there you go.
So I said to him, he's got to do the Aqua because the Blue restaurant is worth its money anyway.
Yeah, it really is. Anyway, the ID number for that one is on the screen there. It's 120138. How good was that? Great show tonight. Okay. We've got another amazing offer. Now, Glenn, you were telling me you've been obviously, in the call centre this week. This has been an absolute top seller, hasn't it?
Yes, this was a deal that came out sort of the middle of last week, and it's just flown. It's absolutely flown at the moment. And it's on Oceania cruises. Again,
5-star luxury at its best, and this actually has a saving of £2,730 off the brochure price. You heard it here, £2,730 off the brochure price. Now, I cruised with Oceania a couple of years ago, and I mean, again, a perfect experience, but the ships, they are beautiful.
Beautiful ships, and I think if you speak to people that go on there, and you've obviously been on there as well, I think the food is
absolutely
one of the highest at sea, to be quite honest. And we went on a ship visit last year, and for lunch I think it was about 8 or 9 courses we had, and it was exceptional. But it is 5-star deluxe. Beautiful, beautiful ships. And again, with this one, it's a sort of 10-night package that we have here. 1 day at sea, and the rest of the time you're in port all the time, so you've got excellent opportunity to see these places.
In all the years I've been presenting this show, this is one of the best offers, if not the best, from Oceania. And I can honestly say I dined in Red Ginger when I was there, and it's still my favourite restaurant.
Yeah, I know Keith says the same as well.
It's just amazing, you know. Oh, anyway, I could taste the food right now. Free Wi-Fi, as we mentioned, prices starting under £1,200. But with Oceania, everything is incredible. You know, not just the food, but the service, the design of the ship, the finish of the ship, and the ports of call as well. They're very keen on destination, aren't they?
They are, and I mean, we've got some great ports of call. We've also got a couple of ones that people may have not been to before, so they do like to sort of mix it up and do the regular ports and something a little bit different.
And you'll see that, you know, generally speaking, not lots of days at sea, say, quite port intensive, I'd say. So, let's fly to Rome, first of all.
Now, this one we're flying into Rome, but we were talking about this before. If you wanted to, you can actually upgrade. I think it's £99 per person, and you can actually have 2 extra days in Rome.
Oh, really?
So,
well,
again,
nice.
if you've got the time to do it, fly it a couple of days before, fly it on the 20th of October, 2 days in Rome, and then join the ship on the 22nd, which is really, really good.
And then we're making our way over to the beautiful Sorrento.
Sorrento's still one of my favourite destinations in the world. Again, we're in Pompeii with the baby next week, taking her around Pompeii.
That'll be fun.
That'll be fun with a backpack on. But again, with Sorrento, one of our managers, she had her honeymoon there last year, and there's so much to do in Sorrento. Again, it's the gateway into Naples, Pompeii, Vesuvius, go over to Capri, but the actual coastline Amalfi of Sorrento is phenomenal.
It's gorgeous.
Absolutely phenomenal. And again, they dock there, so we go straight into Sorrento, which is good. Then from there we're on to Trapani, which again is along the coastline there. Again, the opportunity to go over to Santa Margherita. Beautiful part of the world there in Italy as well. And as I said, if you love Italian culture, if you want a bit of beach, you want a bit of culture as well, this is a nice opportunity. And again, Trapani might be one of those places that you haven't been to before. So again, you get the opportunity to do that along that coastline, which is nice. Then we have the Iona Sea, which is the cruising day there. So again, a chance to relax and take
as
it
you
easy.
said before, then it was Malta as well, wasn't it?
Oh, sorry, yes, we had, Valletta in Malta there.
Don't forget Malta. Malta's lovely.
Well, Malta's always good because you go into Valletta there, you've got the old town of Malta, and again, the prices over in Malta, you'll notice, are so reasonable.
They really
you can eat and drink out there for hardly anything. But again, the old city, the walled city there, and a chance to walk around there.
Yeah, I really like Malta. So anyway,
Then we have a day at sea, I apologise, which is a nice opportunity then to relax, sit round the pool and have a few drinks. And again, as I said, we get a few perks with booking this cruise as well with some of the benefits we have. But a nice opportunity to maybe have dinner one night, as I said, in Reginja or one of the restaurants there, which is phenomenal. But make sure you book them early because they get booked up very quickly. From there, we're going back into Greece. We're going into Githyon there. Again, you've got the opportunity to maybe hit the beach, go and see some of the natural walks there. Again, beautiful opportunity, one of the smaller destinations there in Greece. Again, as I mentioned before, you may not have been to this part of the world before. You may have done the Athens and some of the islands. This is another opportunity to see somewhere a little bit different.
And then Santorini.
Santorini, I still think this is one of the top 5 destinations in the world for cruises. And again, nice time of year. It does get very, very busy in the height of summer, so you're going in October. That's what you want to see, the Blue Dome buildings of Oia. You've got the caldera there as well. Again, make your way across. Be careful when you're coming back down to the ships there. You've got 2 ways of doing it. You can come down on the cable car, or you can go down on the donkeys as well. Just be careful with them donkeys. They're a bit crazy, so always take the cable car.
I was going to say, I'll play it safe for the cable car.
Okay, take the cable car. But again, this is a lovely time to go because it will be quieter there. And again, you won't have so many ships in. But Santorini, one of the best destinations for cruise ships.
And then Rhodes.
Rhodes.
Staying beautiful here, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm there next week as well. That's on my cruise as well. That's another tick box in the old part of town there. Again, with this one, you've got the beach there, if you just want to chill out there. But I would recommend going into the old part of town there. Just have a wander around. Great bars and restaurants if you want a bit of the Greek cuisine as well. But as I said, very, very popular. And again, love Rhodes. Into then Patmos, again, nice opportunity, one of the smaller destinations here in Greece. Again, the opportunity to have a stroll around. You've got the walking tours, you've got the museum, you've got the cathedral there to kind of have a look around. And then finally from them, you've got Volos again. You've got the archaeological museum there. You've got Hafeto Beach, which is one of the most famous beach areas there as well. But again, as I mentioned before, different destinations to what you might have visited. But look at the scenery, the culture. The culture there is amazing. And as I said, you're on a 5-star cruise line with all this included.
And then back, of course, to Athens. Just looking at the ship one final time. One of our presenters, I won't name her, but she cruised with Oceania and she never got off the ship once.
I booked her as well.
Yes.
And, yeah, she never left. I think she got on in Barcelona, got off in Barcelona.
Yeah, that's how good the ship was.
And just I think she ate lobster every day and drank champagne.
Yeah. She honestly, you know, What if Hayley's watching tonight?
Yes.
Anyway, yeah, seriously, one of our presenters never got off the ship because it was that good. So anyway, that gives you an idea of how wonderful Oceania are. So, an amazing price. Now, you know that with this being a premium brand, you do not get prices like that very often, do you?
No, you don't. You're talking about a 5-star brand here, and as I said, you know, you speak to anyone about Oceania, as I said, the food is second to none. That's one of the highlights.
And just quickly, this is massive. You also get, as well as that extraordinary low price, saving £2,730 off the brochure price, better than half price tonight. You'll get to choose from either the free house beverage package or $800 on boards credit. That's per statement. $800. That's what, about
$550.
Yeah, probably, yeah. So imagine all the money you've got there on your account, and you can use that towards drinks, excursions, you name it. You've got that money on your account when you get on board, or you could choose 4 free shore excursions. So the choice is yours. I'd probably go for the $800. Then I could.
I would say out of the three, and you know, just from what dealing with our clients over the last few years, I would say the beverage package or the $800 is the one that I'd go for rather than 4 shore excursions. But obviously, it's your preference
choice
on there.
But you're going to get that if you book tonight. But it has been a top seller this week, so already, you know, obviously places are going on this one. And if you do go for the drinks package on that one, then that is unlimited champagne, wine and beer with lunch and dinner as well. I think that's amazing. What a show tonight.
Very good, very good. They can't complain. We don't give them what they want.
There really is something for everything. The ID number for that one, by the way, is on the screen, and it is 95521. Can you tell I struggle to see them, Glenn?
Yeah. You got your glasses?
No, I need glasses, I'll tell you. Anyway, our final cruise is with Princess Cruises. Wow. This really is. I mean, we've saved a real biggie for the end. A chance to visit New Zealand from Melbourne as well, with Princess Cruises on board the Golden Princess. And again, you can see there that we're top agent with Princess as well. So, great relationship with Princess.
Yes, very good. Yeah, very, very good. And I've cruised for 10 years, and I've been very, very fortunate. I've seen a lot of places around the world. I was fortunate enough to do a circumnavigate of New Zealand on one of the cruises. The best cruise I've ever done.
You were telling me that earlier.
Yeah,
that's
and the South Island, the sailing in and the sailing out. We're going to talk about Milford, Doubtford Sound. We're going to talk about Dunedin, Aotearoa. Was honestly the best cruise I ever did.
And I've cruised, you know, a lot, but I only experienced Princess last year, and they were fantastic. But anyway, this starts with a flight over to Melbourne, and we're going to be there 2 nights in a 4-star hotel.
Now, there's always competition between Melbourne and Sydney.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's like London and Manchester and things like that. But Melbourne, the only way I can describe it is Sydney is a bit more like the business side of it, like London, whereas Melbourne is more the quirky side. Again, the characters you get in Melbourne is different. So, again, you've got the sports destinations there. Obviously, they play the tennis and they've got the cricket. Very, very heavy on the sporting side. But the actual city as well is phenomenal. You've got Flinders Station. I was over there, fortunate for the Melbourne Cup a couple of years ago, which when the whole nation stops. And Melbourne is a buzzing city. And again, if you're going that distance, extend it a couple of more days.
Yeah.
You'll need a few more days. You can go and do the Puffin Billy, which is the train journey there. You've got loads of stuff to do in Melbourne itself.
My trouble is I just don't get enough holiday.
Really?
Yeah, that's...
Okay. Moving on.
All right, then. Let's get on board, shall we? So this is the stunning, of course, Golden Princess. Crown Princess is the sister ship. So
yeah, it's the same ship on there.
Same ship, but just the sister here. I was really impressed with Princess as a brand.
They're fantastic, and a lot of the ships are very, very similar, so they tend to construct them very similar. So if you've been on them before, you do feel a little bit at home when you're going around there. But again, you know, it has everything. It's a top brand. The food on there, I was fortunate enough to interview the executive chef a few weeks ago, and you know, their standard of cuisine and their service to the guests is exceptional, and people always comment on how good the food is on Princess. Very, very popular on there as well. They started the movie Under the Stars. They were the first ships to do that, so they still do that on there as well. Again, ample space on there to sunbathe. Again, when you're in conditions down in Australia and New Zealand, you have a great chance to relax and take it easy. But again, beautiful spa treatments, beautiful opportunity just to relax and take it easy. And as I said, very relaxed, informal, but again, very, very popular ships.
So, do you know, I'm just looking at the ship there, but I also suddenly noticed the price. I'd actually forgot. I was so immersed in the this gorgeous ship and the destinations. Actually forgot what a great price this was as well.
Yeah.
So we're going to be on board this stunning ship for 13 nights. Now, I've never been to New Zealand. It is on my bucket list.
Yeah.
So tell me about this.
So this is nice. You're going to obviously do your
country.
2-night stay in Melbourne, as I say, extend it if you want to, and then from there you're going to be sailing over. You've got a couple of days obviously to get over to New Zealand itself, so that's where you relax, and then you're going to go into one of the most beautiful destinations in the world. Now, as I said to you before, I'd done the fjords in Norway. We're going down into the Fjordland National Park down there. That's Milford, Doubtford and Dusky Sound, and that's actually going almost into the New Zealand fjords. We were getting up at 5 in the morning to do the sailing there. It was tranquil, quiet, absolutely spectacular, and again, if you can get down there, it is stunning, and that's where you're going to get some of your most amazing photos. From there we move on to Dunedin. Now, Dunedin's home of the Cadbury's factory for the chocolate factory, so you can go there and eat as much chocolate as you want to. What I would recommend though is the Tiori Gorge, which is the train. Now, when I used to sell the train here, I'd never been there before, the train actually pulls up on the quayside. You walk down the gangway and walk onto the train, and then it goes off. And from there you go down into Tiori Gorge, which was beautiful, stunning scenery all along the coastline of the South Island. And then from there, when you get back up onto the ship, do not go to your cabin, forget about going for your early dining, stay on the back deck and just have your cameras ready for photos. It is beautiful sailing out of there, absolutely amazing. Then we're going up to Aurora. Now, Aurora, you have the opportunity here to swim with the dolphins. You may have done this before in the Caribbean, in a pen. This is wild dolphins, so you go out on the boat and actually swim with the wild dolphins. Again, the scenery there is spectacular. As I said, I can't comment how good it is when you're down that part of the world.
This is moving up my bucket list now.
Yes, I thought it might
really
be.
is.
Then you're on to Wellington. Now, obviously, as you can appreciate down there, they filmed Lord of the Rings, they filmed The Hobbit down there as well. You get the opportunity to go to Wellington. You can actually do one of the Lord of the Rings tours and go to the set of The Hobbit as well if you're into that sort of thing. Again, if not into the main city, wander around, beautiful part of the world. And as I said, that's your last bit there, maybe in the South Island. Up to Gisborne. Gisborne is another one of the smaller destinations there. You're going right up to the top of the North Island. Very wild and tranquil up there as well. But again, you can see there beautiful scenery. And again, the sail-ins and sail-outs are some of the best on there for you. Then into Tauranga. Tauranga, you're going round the top of New Zealand into Tauranga. This is a very, very popular destination. A lot of the sports are done here as well. A lot of the extreme sports are done here. You can go skydiving, you can go bungee jumping. But again, also you can go down into the volcanic area there, the sulphur areas, which are very, very smelly. But beautiful, stunning pictures and colours within the sulphur area as well, which really do make it stand out. And they do the big four-wheel drive vehicles out there as well. So make sure you take one of the tours there, one of the highlights. Then into Auckland, again, right again on the North Island. You've got a chance to go there on the Sky Tower. You can actually stand on the Sky Tower and walk around it. You can lean out onto it and actually lean back. Or from there, you can actually walk the Harbour Bridge, very similar to the ones they do in Sydney as well. But again, you've almost done a circumnavigate of New Zealand. As I said, me personally, I prefer South to North Island. But again, everyone has their own preference. From there, 3 days at sea back, so you can just chill out and relax, and then back into Melbourne. One thing I was going to quickly say with this one, and we were talking about it before, when you finish with Melbourne, I wouldn't fly home from Melbourne. If you've got the opportunity to do it, take a flight to Sydney if you've not been there before, or one of the other destinations. Do an extra 2 or 3 days. I know I'm saying everyone's got loads and loads of money to do this, but if you've got the opportunity down in that part of the world, extend it and add a couple of days on in Sydney as well.
Well, just to remind you, I mean, this is an extraordinary price, isn't it? 1,759. You're away 18 nights. So you've got return flights. What would your flights cost alone on this one? And you've got that 2-night stay in a 4-star hotel in Melbourne as well. Now, all of those beautiful, beautiful ports that Glenn described, I'd want to see those, and you can actually upgrade to an ocean view on this one, and it works out, just going to show you the prices right now, as little as £5.50 per person per night. You can see there that, you know, on some of the dates there is a tiny difference between interior and ocean view. So, you know, as you're booking tonight, do ask our cruise consultants about upgrading to an ocean view. I think it'll be worth every single penny there. And don't forget, it is a free phone number, 020 369 69457. We've got to recap everything. Just quickly, Glenn, every cruise has its own ID number.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll just give you the one for this one while I'm talking about that. It's 119 837. Does that help when you're booking the cruises?
It does. I mean, we can always find the cruises,
Yeah,
but
of
if someone
course.
phones up and says, can you look at 11983, we can go straight into it and we know what we're talking about.
And
But
if something's selling fast, it's sometimes useful to do
exactly,
that, isn't
yeah,
it?
exactly.
And what times are you open till tonight?
They're open till 10:30 tonight, so they're ready and primed, and then we'll be open in the morning from 8 o'clock in the morning.
Do you sometimes stay open later when you're busy?
Sometimes we just stay there.
Sleep that. Anyway, let's recap everything that we've seen. I think it's been a brilliant show. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. But we started off with the bestseller last week, Thomson. This is a different deal. This is on board the Thomson Dream. Price is starting at $659. And you've got return flights based on selected airports. There's quite a big choice of airports there. Huge savings, $470 off the brochure price. And although the lead date is the 7th of October there, don't forget you could go away and get an outside cabin on the 1st of July starting at $659. And even the 29th of July starts at $679 for an inside. So the July dates are really good on that one. Bear in mind that is peak season. So for anyone that's, wants to get away in July, I would book that one ASAP. We then moved on to Hurtigruten, of course, with Anthony. And what an amazing trip this is going to be. And you get that Northern Lights promise. So if you don't get to see the Northern Lights, you'll get a free 5 or 6 night cruise as a bit of compensation there. And this is how good this company are when it comes to exploring this part of the world there. And price is starting at just $949 on that one. And of course you are crossing the Arctic Circle, which would be fabulous. We then moved on to a wonderful cruise with P&O, a chance to really do some serious Christmas shopping. The 10-night Baltic and Festive Markets cruise from Southampton at just $589. My advice, because it's a 10-night cruise, you're going to be cruising from Southampton, definitely book a pre-night stay in the Mearn Valley Marriott. So you can do that for only £89 per person. That will give you free parking and port transfers as well. Then, of course, Celebrity. How good was this? It's the Celebrity Millennium. I was on her last year. A 20-night Vietnam, Japan and Philippines cruise there with the Shanghai stay. Incredible value, under £1,600. And you do get that 2-night stay in Shanghai and, of course, the tour included in that price there. We then had a stunning offer. I mean, everything's been amazing value tonight. Really impressed with the pricing. Oceania, really like this one. A saving of £2,730 off the brochure price. That gives you an idea of how good the value this is. And it has been selling really quickly this week, Glenn's been telling us. So whatever you do, don't leave it much longer. Prices do tend to go up once things are selling fast, don't they?
It's like any supply and demand.
Yeah, of course.
If things sell fast, then they go up.
So don't leave it too long on that one at all. And remember, you do get your freebie there to choose from as well. And then finally, we had this amazing cruise with Princess on board the Golden Princess. 18-night New Zealand adventures from Melbourne with that stay there as well. What surprised me, particularly on these big trips, is how we've done it when you bear in mind the cost of the flights alone.
Well, you think how much a flight would be over to Australia anyway, and then you're getting all that added on.
know.
And I don't think people, people can look at this programme tonight. We've got cruises for less than £600 around Europe, or you can go to the other side of the world for £1,800. So we're not not silly prices or anything like that, and great opportunity to see parts of the world.
Well, this is why you are award-winning and the biggest independent cruise agent.
Thank you
so
very much.
thank you. It's all down to you, Glenn.
Oh, yes.
All down
I wish
to
I
you.
could take the credit.
Can I say thank you, as I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm all relaxed now,
Yeah.
ready to book my next cruise. We'll see you next week, of course, at 8 o'clock. But don't forget to give us a call right now, because I think those offers are going to go very quickly indeed. I'll see you a little bit later on. Thank you, Glenn.